This video contains strong language not suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good.
Ooh.
Quest complete, I guess?
Experience?
Okay, I'm recording now.
Excellent. Well, now that we're here, you can hear some lovely dulcet tones in the background. Hello. Welcome to the age where Discord has video chat in our channels, so now we can have bots like cool people. So we have a bot now. His name is Groovy, and he's very nice. He will be playing music for us while we play. So welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode. Mike is back. Hooray, Mike is back. I don't have to roleplay 3 robots. It's great. Anybody want to fill in where we left off? Or what happened last week?
Crickets.
Excellent. I love crickets. They're my favorite animal. They're delicious.
You were a big part of the end.
Are bugs animals?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to finish my peanut butter and
so-
jelly over here, though. I'm still listening.
So the you guys met the individual running the menagerie. His name is Terry.
Cruz.
Not Cruz. It's with an I, not a Y. But Terry is the Decaton, who's a member of like the if a Modron is enlisted, a Decaton is the lowest rank of officer in the Modron hierarchy. So you guys met Terry, the Decaton, who runs the menagerie, which you guys stumbled into at the very beginning of this adventure and have now gone back into a little more informed than last time. But you guys are all there kind of hanging out. You guys met, had a chat with Terry. There was a conversation about intelligence and what intelligence means, because you all learned that the menagerie is basically a vault for intelligent and unintelligent species in case of some kind of apocalypse. There's enough to sort of kickstart a civilization and kind of get the world back in its direction in case something happens. And Terry requested that you all assist with a couple of conversations with Robbie. Was under the assumption that you guys were sent from head office to kind of check in and also to deal with an incursion happening in the lower levels of the menagerie. After Robbie had some very, very stern words with Terry, you guys were sent down to led by this Modron towards the last known site of this incursion, where after a little bit of digging around, you guys found a panel in the wall that actually like detaches and swings out, and Maury and Thalia went into this tunnel to find out. Everyone else began following down this tunnel, and Maury and Thalia were met by a trio of deep gnomes.
That's Trace.
Three for those of you who don't speak Latin.
Trace.
So three deep gnomes named Doland, Bulber, and Gretla. And after a little bit of conversation and sort of fudging your way into their circle, you learn that they are working for someone named Skiggy, and they are basically they're scavenging and mining something called green glow. And
I bet it's drugs.
when they saw your feathers and saw that you had mentioned that you guys came through the upstairs, they were like, they offered half of their green glow haul for one of your feathers so they can move around upstairs. And also after a conversation about the other work you guys might be doing for Skiggy, they show you one of the other components of their haul, which is a woman in basically a hollowed out stalactite. And Thalia, you saw that she had a necklace, and the necklace said Idonis written in celestial across the necklace.
I'll close my roommate's door. Sorry.
No, you're good. Is there anything else that I missed that anyone remembers that I don't?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Thrall backed into Lythar. Put his butt in his face. That was funny.
Yeah, there was also.
I did.
Yep.
Oh,
little
right.
pink eye
You
there.
were trying to. My eye. Excuse me. Don't put your
Oop, that's not what
sphincter
I
in
wanted.
my eye.
That's not what I wanted. Calm down.
I'm shipping out to Boston now.
We're gonna be stumbling with Groovy here for a little bit.
I mean, we did kind of miss St. Patty's Day due to all the virus stuff, so.
Where's
Get the
everybody's
green dot
reindeer?
out.
I'm curious to find out how loud the music will be in the recording.
Yeah.
It's pretty low right now. It goes off of what I have it set as.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're gonna make me have to pee every 5 minutes. God damn.
Yep, that's the plan. That's literally what this is here for. I'm here to ruin your day.
Yes.
So, we'll pick back up with you guys spotting. I think it was Bulber. Yeah, Bulber went over and swung open the panel on the stalactite and showed this woman. She's been not shackled, hanging. She's basically kind of been restrained in this pillar, and she looks like she's asleep.
All right, what do I know about Adonis?
Can I ask a question? Am I still in the tunnel? Did I back out of the
We got out of the tunnel.
You guys have backed
We're
out of the tunnel, and I think Maury was going to do something with his chicken up through the tunnel as sort of like an advanced reconnaissance.
His chicken was booping us in the face to try to get us to leave the tunnel.
To push-
Just
push the fuck
kept
back.
going like this.
Yeah, it was a weird time for the chicken.
It worked though.
It did.
After
It did
Radar's
indeed.
face.
So, Thalia, you want to know what you know about Adonis?
Yeah,
Give me a history check.
that's a natural 20, so plus 6, 26.
The rest doesn't matter. Adonis is definitely a angelic name.
Okay.
It's from the way that it is named. It's probably one of the lower tiers of angels. This is a name that you came across in some of your searching.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the name makes sense for it to be a diva of the Solari order. They're the kind of angels that will take human shape and walk around the world doing good deeds and just like being the undercover protectors from demons and the like, and just, solving problems that way. They can transform to look like people. They can also shake that illusion at any point. And usually they are known for fighting with flaming greatswords.
That's pretty dope.
Like what
My kinda angel.
Lami does, but way cooler. Also, they fly. Way cooler.
Yeah, I have a hippogriff.
Reminds me of Angemon.
So that's what you know about that name, and you know that is definitely like that is an angelic name, and you've read it while you were doing some back
Okay.
research.
I mean, Thalia's going to take a step back. Sorry, Scalia is going to take a step back.
Yes, Scalia and Scory, I think were were your cover names.
What's the gnome's name? Baldur?
Bulber, Bolbur.
Bulber.
Bulber's kind of standing there, and he's like, "What do you think?"
So, Bulber, where'd you get that?
Well, we found her. She was up in some of the upper levels of this cave. Not in with all the scary shit. No, not in there. But she was walking around, and well, we found her, and while she was, trying to get away, she slipped, and here she is. This is for the chains. They are for her safety, not for ours. What do you think?
I mean,
Do you think Skiggy will like this one?
I think Skiggy will love that.
I
that
mean,
one.
what is it? It just looks like a human.
It is. It's a girl. She looks to be early 20s, probably 24 at the oldest. And then Bulber's like, look at her. She would sell for a lot. She could think of the money that you could get, that we could get.
Look, I'm not used to the whole human trade thing.
It's not for everybody. Usually Skiggy waits a few months or years before he sort of clues you into that kind of thing, but you know.
I mean, honestly, what's your name again? Corey? Yeah, he just hired me, so I don't know what we're doing.
Well, if you want, we can pretend that you did not see this and forget this ever happened.
I will say, pretty clever hiding her there.
Thank you. I dug this one out myself. You didn't see it before you came down here, right? You had no idea this was hidden. And he kind of swats his hand against a stone, and it just silently and you think you hear just a little click when it shuts, and you can't see any edges, you can't see anything on the stonework. And he kind of walks up to you, and as he's walking by, he's like, imagine what other things we could have hiding here, you know what I mean? And kind of throws you a wink and then walks back over towards the fire.
Well, I haven't gotten any alarms from my chicken, so I think the coast is clear, at least for the first room.
Excellent. And what was the other one? Doland, who's the smaller male, stands up. He goes, "Yes, excellent. Let's say you go first. I will be behind you, and then your partner here can go in between Gretla and Bulber. How's that sound? I just met you, and I'm as eager to make my money as anybody else, but I don't want any kind of trouble. You understand?"
Fair.
Excellent. After you.
All right, I'm gonna head through the tunnel.
Okay.
Are we
Secret
just all
tunnel.
hanging? Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Are we
as-
just
as
all
we do
hanging
this-
out?
So you guys have all worked your way back into this room. It's one of the larger rooms. This is where the hippogriff, and according to what Robbie read on the other door, is where the hellhounds are being kept. What are you all doing as you're hearing conversations in Gnomish, and now you're starting to hear movement coming up the tunnel?
They had to be speaking common for a little while, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That was
Yeah.
all in common. You are correct.
Is that audible? Like all of that?
You definitely heard conversation.
Okay. what was
The
it?
tunnel, because of the echo and because of the length of the tunnel, it would be hard to entirely translate it. But you can now hear the sound of something moving through this tunnel.
I'm going to stage whisper, but I think we should go into the rooms where I was. So not the hippogriff, you know what I'm saying?
You want to go into the
why
room where the humans and the Hokors were?
Yeah.
Why don't we just wait for our friends?
Because our friends are with people who we don't know.
But we can't just leave them here.
What? I don't know what to do.
Lami, is this the volume that you're having this conversation at? Or are you whispering?
I'm whispering.
Just checking. I wonder what we should do. I don't know what we should do.
Maybe we hide somewhere closer, just around the corner.
That is around the corner.
I do not believe.
Oh,
I do not believe that we should let these intruders get away. If they are constantly breaking into this area, do you not think that they are causing the anomaly?
Well, then let's guard the entrance of the secret tunnel, and we'll just cut their heads off as they come through.
I am okay with this plan.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm outvoted. So I would like to move. How far away is the opposite corner? Like, if they're down in this corner, how far away is this corner up here?
Let me pull
30
up my
feet,
little-
40 feet?
Do we possibly want to keep one alive for interrogation to find out what they have told other people is down here? We do not want repeaters.
It would be very smart if we kept most of them alive.
We should probably keep them alive
about
until
it.
we
We
know
should
what the
probably
deal
keep them
is
all
with them.
alive.
We'll
I
figure out
understand.
which one-
I will use
we'll
restraint.
We'll figure out which one looks the most important, and we'll keep that one alive.
We'll keep
So-
all of them alive.
Exercise restraint.
So,
Sad
Ronan,
smite
the
noises.
opposite corner is probably 50 feet away.
50 feet? Okay. I'll move to that corner and kind of get ready my chain hook. The plan is to move
30 feet of chain.
Yes, the plan is to move forward and chain hook something. I have 40 feet of movement. So
Okay, so you're as far from that corner as you can be.
I'll just go 30 feet in that direction.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
This is the tunnel door hole thing.
It's like a 4x4 square.
Yeah, I'm gonna on the same wall that is. I'm gonna go directly to the left in the corner, but on that wall.
Okay.
So like
This one, this is a corner. This is a corner square.
shit.
So
it's
you
in
can
the
go
corner?
along. You can go along the right hand wall, or you can be along the left hand, along the opposite corner, or on the other corner wall. But then you'll be directly in line of sight when this thing swings open. Or it
No,
is.
I want to
I
do
believe-
the one where they can't see me instantly, but I can see them. They have to turn their head to see me. But I
Gotcha.
can see-
Okay, so you'll
That's
be in
what
the.
I'm trying to do.
Okay, so you'll be in the. So we'll say that this is in. So the bottom right hand corner of the room has the door in it. So Lythar will put you in the bottom left corner.
Yes.
Chris, do you want to be
Yeah.
top right or top left?
Is it so if this
Or you'll be.
where's my corner? So if this is the corner down here, right? Hellhounds are right down here. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the corner that you guys are about to breach and clear.
Okay, the one with your finger at it.
And
Does
there's the rest of
does the hole go like directly down the corner, or does it go like flat against the wall?
It goes. It's flat against that south wall,
Oh, so I would
and
have to
the
go.
door swings open. So you could be like 30 feet up the.
So if it pops out of the south wall, I would want to be in the southwestern corner, so that way when they come out, I could
You can just
hook them
grab
from
and
the
yank.
side. Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, you and Lythar are kind of in the same position.
I'll
Okay.
scooch a little further in the room from Lythar.
Okay.
I am going to take the duster and the hat off and shove them in the haversack
Okay.
and stand at attention directly in front of the door for when it swings open.
I think the door is currently open because I
Yeah,
don't.
it's open.
Yeah, no one.
Oh,
the
then-
little
then
the
for-
trap door has.
Basically, when they come into view, they just see a giant robot standing
Okay.
a few feet back.
Okay. Lami, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go pile up behind Ronan and Lythar comedically. We're all just piled right next to the corner.
He'll never see us.
It's the Scooby Doo
the
where the heads
sword
are
away.
broken.
Yeah, we're all
Okay.
heads are all stacked up.
Okay. So you just have the. You just have the cannon, or
No, I'm gonna, because the cannon's a bonus is just my.
you can
Eldritch
just hide
Blast
the
anyway.
cannon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Basically, I want to look as inconspicuous as a robot that is supposed to be down here as possible.
Excellent. Okay. And Thrall, what's your combat plan?
I'm just gonna kind of hang out, kind of behind Robbie, not like in the middle, but kind of off to the, I guess, the right of him.
Okay.
Not far, not the corners, just kind of.
Okay. There's a weird tugging in your head. It's just nothing weird, just a little bit of tugging, and you look in your hand, the fingers on your hand start to turn transparent, and then they settle back to normal.
It doesn't
Cool.
say anything to me.
Nope. No voice. Just like there's that kind of trail leading into the back. It's like somebody like called your name from down on that trail, and then you just saw like your fingers down to your palm, just like, and then reappear.
I don't believe I learned how to do that on command yet, did I?
You can ask. The last thing that this entity said to you was, "I'm here when you want to have this conversation."
I think I should have the conversation.
Give in to your demons.
It's that awkward conversation you don't want to have.
It's like the birds and the bees, except for
Honey,
a sentient bird. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna put Frank, like, kind of in like along a wall, and then I'm going to have him like kind of power down, so he looks like he's kind of like shut down. Yeah.
So you guys hear Frank just kind of puts a spear, so it's standing up, and he looks almost like a knight in like a knight statue that you would see in a castle, and he's just like,
Dope.
So Thrall, you want to have this conversation right now, or do you want to
Do it.
Yeah, I probably should.
Do it.
Do it now.
Okay. So as you kind of follow that trail kind of in the back of your head, there's this weird sensation of a door. And it kind of inside your head, there's just like this square outline and then just kind of darkness beyond.
Y'all hear that? Literally, as soon as you said that, my roommate closed his door and it went.
Kendrick, I am your roommate. I've been your roommate this whole time.
Surprise!
The greatest
Surprise,
prank.
motherfucker.
I am your sandwich.
So,
God damn.
yeah, you're standing kind of in your head before this door of darkness, and you see your voice go, "Well, are you coming in?"
I proceed.
Okay. You walk in, and you walk into the darkness, and the doorway kind of fades behind you in the distance, and you're surrounded in a soft, velvety darkness, like the kind of absolute pitch dark that you can't see in front of your, like you could be touching your face and not see your hand. And suddenly there's a flash of scarlet light. And in front of you is a campfire and two logs sitting across from each other. There's grass, there's dirt. It looks like a couple of trees, and then just past the trees, forming this little circle, is darkness. And sitting on the log across from you, probably 15 feet from one log to the next, across this pretty sizable fire, is a figure. In a large figure with a cloak, with like a cowl over their head. And they're sitting there, and you can see the cut of their clothing is very refined. It's very good silks, and it almost looks like some kind of robe. that they're kind of sitting there, but there's a lot of embroidery and very fine details in this black on this black silk, and all the embroideries in white. And you're seeing a lot of flowers. You're also seeing crossed blades, what looks like it could be flames, and a repeated motif of the face that you saw when this thing enraged and overpowered you. When you cut off the Kenku's head, that face with the two enormous teeth. But instead of being red with flame, this is just a nice bone white. And the figure's sitting there on the other side of the fire. She goes, "Come in, have a seat. I don't want to be ingracious, and I felt someone with your background would find this more comfortable than a stateroom or something like that. This is a little more rough and tumble, as they say." And the hand reaches out and gestures. The hand just looks like a totally normal human hand on the other end of this robe.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over and sit down, I guess.
So, I'm sure you have questions. Go on.
Yeah, how did you I guess almost force my hand, or I guess did force my hand in killing the Kenku?
I apologize for that. After a few hundred years of stasis, I forced my hand and stretched a little farther than I should have, and I apologize for that.
Killed an innocent being.
True, but we didn't know that. It participated in the murder of its friend. Does that make them innocent?
They were being held against their will, and they were only killing their friend because he was infected, or they were infected.
Do we know what they did before they got here?
If it's like anything else that we've seen so far, they were taken.
As I said, I was hasty and forced my hand. And for that, I apologize. Now, what can I help you with?
So, how is it possible that that you made me go invisible?
Because I could. There are other things I can teach you as well. Things that I could do before I was wrongfully trapped here. Would you like to learn?
On one condition.
Of course, there's always a condition.
That you don't kill an innocent life like that again by controlling me.
They kind of touch them. I understand your reticence. And again, I apologize. I have been suitably punished for that action. And the other hand comes up and you see what looks like recent from your time soldiering around. You know what it looks like when someone's been in manacles for a really long time and like their wrists are just chafed raw. This one looks like it's also been like the shackles were superheated, and there is a huge brand of this shackle over the shredded skin. I overstepped and was suitably restrained. But I swear, I will not overpower you and force you to take life.
Well, I can accept that.
Mm,
For now, we'll see.
excellent. Now, let me show you. And it holds out. It holds out its hand. It is reaching through the flames, uninjured. And it takes your hand, and like all of a sudden, it's like you're being thrown back the way you came, and everything just, and you're snapped back into your head. But you know, as you kind of take a second and recompose yourself, you know that familiar trail leading back into your subconscious. There's a new thread to that.
Skill tree.
And when you reach out and you kind of tug on it, just like you kind of run like a piece of thread, you kind of just get a little pull, and all of a sudden your fingers start to disappear again, and you stop pulling and it stops there and slides back up. There is another thread next to that one. This one is a dark. The first thread is a very silvery white from the robe that this thing is wearing, and the other one is the silvery, or the jet black silk of the rest of the robe. There's two threads just lying next to each other in your head.
I'm gonna pull on not the dark one.
Not the dark one?
Not right now.
Okay. So as you just keep pulling, you feel and you can see your hands disappearing. And eventually, as you just kind of keep this steady pressure, just like, and just, you're completely invisible. Lythar, as the dude with the highest passive perception, you and Cora actually notice first. Thrall is not standing where he was a second ago. In fact, Thrall's not even in the room.
Oh.
How, is there any sense of how close the people in the tunnel are? Like, is there any, like, has Maury's voice gone louder or anything, or if they are talking?
They've started their. You've started to hear conversation as they're coming up. Because of the acoustics in the tunnel, it's hard to gauge real distances. But this tunnel was a little long before. Was from what you and Thali, from the amount of time it took the chicken to come back and push you guys back, it's a pretty lengthy tunnel. So you have a little bit of time.
I don't know if I want to say anything.
Okay.
The last thing I want is Lami to get confused. And start being like, what?
Use that easily.
So
look up in the corner of the screen to the...
Huh?
Sorry, I sneezed and like muted. So
no. Kendrick said I don't want Lami to get confused, and I looked up at Josh, and he was just blowing smoke rings off the side of his.
And then he was like,
I see. Good job.
So I'm just gonna.
The dragon is bored.
I'm just gonna keep my eye out where he previously was, but yeah, I don't really think I want to say anything.
Okay. Cora.
Mental note.
Cora kind of looks up at you and points her nose exactly where he was. And she's just like, she's keeping her nose pointed directly at you, Thrall. And she's just like, the eyes keep looking around, the ears are on a swivel, but the nose is beelined at you.
I'll like look down at her and give her like a little nod, just as like, yeah, I saw it too. Don't worry. On the same page, honey.
So
I'm on the same page, honey.
So Scory and Scalia and the rest of them, you guys are trucking up. real quick, as the dudes who are waiting to attack something coming out of this hole, what's everybody's plan of attack? Because Robbie's going to stand there and look imposing.
Oh no! Look like I belong here.
Okay, so Robbie looks like a part of the wall, part of the furniture.
No, I look like a robot, kind of doing his.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I mean, I would wait for a signal from Robbie since he's the only one that can see things.
Yeah, I was gonna like stage whisper to the Scooby-Doo bunch we have in this.
You know, it's just a regular whisper. A stage whisper is if you want everyone to hear it.
You know what I mean.
You're gonna whisper, okay?
I'm gonna whisper.
Do we though?
And
Whisper loudly.
And I'm just gonna say, like, no one attack. Let Robbie handle this, and if they freak out, we'll wing it. But let Robbie handle this.
I like winging it.
You just see me give a little thumbs up as I'm pacing.
Ding. It's like the Terminator.
Oh no! I'm sorry. It's cool.
Yeah!
Do you have inspiration for that, Robbie?
I still have inspiration that I haven't. So
it's cool.
Okay, because that. Chris, do you have inspiration?
I don't.
You get that for trying to teach him what "it's cool" means.
Yeah.
The next one is
Teaching a robot.
We gotta teach him dope.
Yeah, listen. We'll get there. We're gonna.
At some point, I require yeet.
You what?
I require yeet.
Yeet.
And
Yes.
Yeet or
Okay. Also, if anybody dabs, that is a performance check. Just putting that out there.
I don't even know how to dab.
yeah.
We're gonna get into that lesson on break. We'll dab on break. So, Scory and Scalia, as you guys are shuffling up along, what are you guys doing? Anything as you guys are shuffling off to Buffalo, or?
Not really. I'm just kind of leading them into the room.
Okay. So, Maury, as you come out, you notice Robbie. You as you're crawling through, you see a pair of feet up to like mid-thigh. They're still a little stained in rock guck from his previous adventures, but you know Robbie's feet when you see them.
Oh.
He's standing pretty much right near the entrance and kind of just like you see him kind of strutting around. And actually, yeah, the other three, yeah, they're moving behind you. The other three are moving very, very quietly. Bulber's a little louder than most just because he's bigger. And as you guys are climbing, Thalia, you realize that he is the reason that the tunnel is 4x4 and it isn't smaller because that's the size he needs. He's a big dude.
Am I next to Maury or am I kind of?
It's Maury, Doland. Notes.
I think it was one of the others and then me.
Maury, Doland, Gretla, or Bulber, you, Gretla.
Okay.
And if you remember from last time, Gretla is not a fan.
Yeah.
So as you guys are trucking, Maury, you see these feet just up in front of you.
Oh, this must be one of those robots that we keep seeing. They don't really do much. They do make their rounds every once in a while. And I just kind of like
Are you sure
wave them out of the tunnel.
This is much bigger than Dolan is kind of standing in the tunnel and he's looking at Robbie's legs and he's like, "Are you sure this one is much bigger than the last one we saw?"
Oh yeah,
the other ones.
There's like 10 of them just kind of like walking around. I don't think they do much.
Okay.
Do I hear any of this?
This is all in common at this point. So everyone is hearing this. This is basically like near the mouth of the tunnel as Robbie's kind of struck around.
Cool.
Everyone who's attempting to hide along the walls, give me stealth checks.
Oh
I
no.
do
Wait,
believe
pass
you
without
still
a
have
trace?
passed without a trace.
Ooh.
It has been less than an hour.
It has.
Hasn't it?
It has indeed. It has been maybe
What is that? An extra plus 10?
plus 10.
So plus 18, baby. Here we go.
Thank God.
Math. I got a 31.
You're fine.
I got a 16.
I got a 14.
Ooh.
Okay. So we had a 16, a 14. Lythar's fine. Thrall's
I have
fine. Thrall just wins.
He's gone.
Oh, I'm retiring all of these dice. All of them.
All of them?
What?
Is this good or bad?
I rolled 3 dice. 1 for each of these gnomes.
Mm-hmm. 2, 2, and 3?
So Dolan kind of crawls out and he's dusting himself off and he's just kind of looking and he's got his eyes kind of locked on Robbie as he's making his patrol around the room. Bulber pushing behind Dolan comes in and he hears movement and like he gets out of the tunnel and is like he's moving very, very slowly because he hears this movement and hears other people like walking and he heard the earlier conversation. So he's just trying to be very stealthy. Ms. Gretla on the other, and Thalia, as you push through the tunnel, Gretla gets to the end of the tunnel and she looks, and she turns her head and she sees Robbie, she sees Maury, Bulber, Dolan, and she looks and sees a barbarian and a dragon standing in the corner.
She doesn't
Um,
me.
Since I assume that Maury and Thalia aren't trying to be stealthy, and I was keeping my eye out on the door as they were trying to come around, as soon as they were coming around, I would be turning to look at them and going, "Greetings and salutations. My designation is R66Y."
Okay. So yeah, Bulber and Dolan are like kind of entranced with you because this is the first time something's tried to talk. One of these has tried to talk to them instead of just throw them out. Unfortunately, Gretla comes in and sees this robot. And she's like, okay, and then turns and sees the 2 grinning idiots over in the corner. Because I rolled 2 1s and a 19.
Oh! Is that her not seeing me, or is that forgetting I'm with the 2 idiots?
She doesn't see you because you're kind of like parked, like because of where your position and where she is. She doesn't notice you as much as she notices the other 2 morons.
I can hide behind 2 morons.
Easily. You can hide behind one of those morons.
Is it obvious that we are seen?
She like locks eyes with you, and she just kind of freezes for a second.
I'm just gonna say and wave, "Hello there."
Thanks, Obi-Wan. Thanks for that. Everybody roll initiative, please.
Do I get advantage because I readied an action?
What was your action that you readied?
I wanted to
Oh yeah, you
hook
wanted
somebody.
to throw your chain.
What's
I will
considered
let
me
you-
going invisible.
Sorry, give me 1 second, Brandon. Who are you going to throw that at, Chris? The first
I was
person come through the door?
gonna grab whoever noticed me.
Okay. So you will get a surprise. You will get to go because you had that action readied
Okay.
when you saw her. Brandon, what was your question, Brandon?
Do I get anything for being invisible?
You get to not be noticed or attacked for the first round. If there's something you want to do in that initial round, I can
He also gets advantage on his attack when he's invisible,
and disadvantage.
Right?
They will.
Ooh.
Thank you. Excellent. Now Bethesda's going to come after us. So I would give you, if you wanted to ready an action once this invisibility thing happened to get in there, I would let you run that with Chris. So you and Chris would kind of roll off and see who goes first between the two of you. Otherwise, you're just completely hidden and can just fuck around and do whatever you want until you attack or do something, I believe, hostile to somebody.
I'm just
that will turn off the disability or the invisibility, not the disability. That's not the sentence at all.
All of the abilities.
I also have
I'm just gonna fuck around.
a surprise thing if I decide to attack, since I haven't been seen yet.
So Chris readied an action.
If I don't have anything, I don't. I was just making sure. I don't know what I want to do.
Are you doing hidden is advantage on your attack roll? Because that's what it usually is for rogues.
Yeah.
Is that, I don't know.
Yeah, hidden or invisible, you get advantage. So you'll when you make your attack, you just roll at advantage. Same thing with your draw. The nice thing is once for a target that attacks or casts a spell. So yeah, Thrall, once you make your first attack, you're no longer invisible, but it doesn't matter too much because you're in their giblets with a katana of anger. So if you had something you want to do, Thrall. Otherwise, Chris gets the first doodad, and then I'll get initiative track.
Go, Chris. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go, Chris, go.
So I'm gonna hook her, I guess.
Ooh.
She's a nice lady. Thank you.
That is a natural 20.
Cool. So she, I guess at this point, initiative isn't really needed, because she turns and looks at Lami and Ronan. That gives you time to just get this whip. And the second her eyes kind of turn to you, this chain just wraps around, and she's still crawling her way through this, kind of coming through this tunnel. It gets basically around her arms, and the tail end of it goes around her neck and clicks together.
Nice.
And congrats, you have a deep gnome on a hook.
Hey.
You can go fishing with the Kraken if you and so she's like kind of bracing herself in this tunnel, but she's just kind of there.
Okay.
And she's trying to pull back, but you outweigh her by about double. They're chunky. Deep gnomes are like 100 to 120 pounds. Bulber's probably pushing 150. But she's like a third of your size, and she's like trying to go down the hole. And Bulber and Doland are like, they realize that there's other people in the room other than the people they expected, and so they're kind of, Bulber is reaching for something on his belt, and Doland just goes, no, they got us fair and square. I have to admit, that was, I guess I didn't know the terrain. I should have known better. Bulber's like, yeah, goddamn right, you should have known.
Okay. The first thing that I'm going to do is I want to walk over to them, and I'm specifically any that the injection that the Decadron gave us. I want to see if they've been trying to take that. Like, I want to turn out their pockets and see if they have any vials of that fluid.
As you're turning out their pockets, there's not a ton of pockets on these guys. Gretla has like a small pouch that has just kind of some sundry, a couple of herbs, some dried food. She kind of has like a go bag. No vials like what Terry gave you. There is a couple of pieces of what looks like busted up Modron. A couple of legs and one head that looks reasonably intact.
I take all of that.
Okay. As you're going through Bulber's pockets, you do find he's got a smaller bag of provisions. He ended up reaching for what looked like a small knife, and you find that he had a couple of pieces of green glow. which as you're turning out his pockets, you pull these things out. And the room around you, the space around you kind of lights up with this iridescent green glow, aptly named, that throws all of you back into the sewers for a hot second and seeing the seer with his staff. It's that same kind of shimmering, but nothing's moving, kind of just steady but nauseating kind of green light. And he's got a couple pieces. The biggest one's probably the size of a gold piece, which I think in American dollars is like a quarter or a $half.
$half.
It's about like a $half. Kind of smaller pieces. But there's a couple of these kind of in his pockets and like in a bag. It looks like either part of his haul or what he got paid recently. Bulber, on the other hand, has a couple of knives in pockets, and what looks like some kind of talisman in a pouch around his neck. Because he's offered no resistance to anybody searching him. It's just a small little talisman made out of a couple of pieces of quartz and some copper wire.
With especially my recent study, do I recognize what he was going?
Do you recognize what?
What he was going for. If it's a couple of does it look like it was handcrafted?
Yes. Yeah,
okay, so do I recognize what symbol he was going?
No.
I take it.
That's the first thing that he's like. Excuse me, Mr. R66Y. May I have that back when we're done here?
Would you please tell me the relevance of this?
I made it, you see. Well, it was made for me. And it has a very special connection for me.
So I hold out my palm with the symbol and it up, hold it next to it, and go, I require the relevance.
It's a connection to my family.
I'll hand it back to him.
Thank you. And he very carefully tucks it back into the pouch and just kind of taps it twice. And
Who does it represent?
My family.
Who is your family?
The Quartz Smashers. This is of my family line going back generations. We have an understanding with the stone, and this represents that understanding.
Thank you. And I continue.
Thank you. So after all of this searching has been done, Doland turns to Scory and goes, So, Scory, is this the rest of your crew? I'm afraid I don't have enough green glow to split a lot of ways. There's a lot of you.
Have I not just taken all of the green glow off?
You took all the green glow they had on them.
Okay.
Is this...
Yeah, these are my friends. Unfortunately, for you guys, we need you to stop coming here. We need you to never come back as well.
Now, why is that? You're not shiny and kind of scary like your friend here. And you have... Why do you get to come here and I don't? What's up, Lather?
I am still sneaky. So is Cora. Can I have Cora sneakily kind of get up there and then just I guess growl and snarl at this dude, see if he gets poopy pants?
At Dolan?
Yeah.
Cool.
While this conversation is happening.
Okay.
Does she need a stealth
Roll
check?
stealth for Cora, please.
Sorry, let me get to her.
With-
Is that still with the?
Still with pass without a trace. I believe.
Well, I have +8. She has +7, +10. My girl. That is.
My girl.
At this point, I'm just basically waiting for a nat 1.
That was close. That's a 19. So that was a 2. But I have hella bonuses, thank God.
Cool. So she starts moving up, and she gets within about probably 10 feet, and Bulber, still with his hands up, just kind of steps up and steps between Doland and Cora. Not threatening, but very just like very much body blocking. Just very much getting in the way. Gretla at this point has stopped trying to run and is now just like kind of she's still in the mouth of the tunnel, still chained up, but she's just kind of waiting to see, and her eyes are kind of looking around to everybody with this like there's a little bit of hate in her face as she's looking at all of you. But yeah, Bulber gets in the way between Cora and Doland.
Well, everyone, I'm not sure that these guys are going to stop for us.
I have a further inquiry then. Does the term en machina mean anything to the three of you?
Kind of look around. Like, no. What? Is the robot? Is the robot broken? Does he?
The robot is not broken.
Well, then no, Mister R, Mister Y.
I just point to my shoulder plate.
Mr. Y, no, I do not. We do not know what that means. We don't even. We wanted to just kind of see what was here.
What is here is the chance for infection. I will have to terminate you if you spread it the rest of the world.
Fine. I'm okay with avoiding infection as much as the next man. So why are you all here? Are you also not worried about infection?
We are here because we are worried about it.
And they just gave you the keys to the castle, huh? They just let you in?
I do not
May
believe
have-
that you have access to that information.
We may have messed something up for them, so we're trying not to get killed by them. So we're trying to fix this problem. It's a really long story.
Story I know well. How do you think I got here? You think I want to be tunneling in caves looking for worthless pieces of glowing rock? No, there's money to be made. But apparently you beat up the wrong guy in a bar and all of a sudden you're in deep with the rat.
It sounds like a personal problem.
Rat?
Do you actually mean rat?
None of you have met Skiggy?
Answer the question.
None of you have met Skiggy.
Alright, now my arm in a cannon comes. Answer the question. Do you mean rat?
Yes, I mean rat. He's a giant rat. He stands about, and he like holds up his hand to about 5 feet, and he's about this tall. He's a big whiskers out to here. He's like Bulber. It's like maybe Bulber can take him in a fight. Bulber's better than him, and Bulber's just like, and just keeps staring at Cora.
We may have met that rat.
We may have met that rat.
Listen, I'm a little confused. Have you met Skiggy or have you not met Skiggy?
Let's just say maybe.
What was the rat's name that broke his neck?
That was, I believe, Thankful, if my notes are correct.
Thankful, yes.
Yeah, that dick.
You didn't break his neck. He got burnt to a crisp.
Oh, right, yeah.
Good body.
I
He
incinerated
was
him.
paralyzed for a hot minute.
Yeah, you
Almost.
snapped
He was paralyzed.
Spine.
Yeah.
Good
And
times.
then you hurled him into an active transformer. And you guys are worried about Thrall killing people.
It's only one guy.
Oopsie.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad guy.
That.
Hey, let's take a look at this slippery slope we're going down.
Hey Chris, remember all those
Hobos.
All those poor guards.
that were innocent?
To be fair, that was a one shot. One shot's anything goes.
Yeah.
So you might have met Skiki, but you've met rats. You met the big rats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are quite large.
Does Skiggy work with a guy named Thankwill by any chance?
Not anymore. Not since Thankwill went off on an adventure somewhere and never came back.
How
I
long
think he
ago
went
was
on
that?
an adventure.
You killed him, didn't you?
Maybe,
He's looking
maybe
at you,
not.
Lami. He's looking at you, Lami. He's like,
Oh, we most definitely did, but mostly him. And I'm going to point at Ronan, who's in front of me.
well, if that's the case, I have no quarrel with any of you. In fact, I would like to forget this entire incident ever happened. I will forget this entire place happened. I will seal up this tunnel.
Oh, no.
Never come back.
We will seal this.
Do I believe him?
Give me an insight check.
Can I
Thrall,
save
the
this?
invisible man.
Because I was gonna say, is he telling the truth?
He is.
That is a nat 20 for 23.
Holy
Yep.
20s tonight.
So I'm getting all the ones. That's cool. Thanks,
It's okay.
guys.
I got a 2 for my initiative roll, so
I got a 1.
That's fine. The initiative roll. See, we got all the ones out of the way. Yeah, he is like not quite right-handed God because he doesn't really have one. But like he's being 100% genuine with you. He would like to forget this entire thing has happened, because it's been nothing but a pain in his ass.
I would like you to not forget that we happened.
That I can do. I honestly, when Skiggy was telling me what happened to Thankwill and how Skiggy got moved up got his promotion, it sounded like he was just making it up. There was no way that a robot, a gnome, dragon, a lovely lady such as yourself, and the Goliath, and the... Weren't there more of you? I thought there was another one.
I'm gonna come out
time.
from being invisible.
I'm going to
and
try
just-
and count everybody. in
Hello,
the room.
Clarice.
Are you still standing where you were? Or do you want to move closer to him?
I'll move closer to him, like stand right next to him.
Hello, Clarice. Bulwer freaks out because there was nothing next to him a second ago. And he reaches in, he grabs the thing that was around his neck and holds it out. And the stones under your feet, Thrall, start to bubble. And as he's holding it, he looks up and he goes, Scory, is this one with you as well?
Mm-hmm. We are a people of many talents.
I apologize. And he kind of tucks it back into his pouch. He goes, you startled me. Bulber, his eyes, he's still standing next to Cora, but when the stone started to kind of bubble and shake, he whipped his head around and saw the imposing half orc face of Thrall leaning into what the hell is his name? Dolan. Thank you. I have all these written down. I promise. And so Bulber is like torn between body blocking this wolf and go dealing with the orc that is now threatening his companion. Gretla, the hate has fallen off of her face, and it is just fear, because there was not a 6 foot tall orc standing next to her boss a second ago. How the rest of you feel about the fact that Thrall just reappeared?
I'm just gonna be like jaw dropped, like.
I'm assuming I'm hiding behind Lami, I guess, or it doesn't really matter which big guy I'm hiding behind.
You guys are still kind of hiding out.
So I'm assuming they haven't.
I mean, we're just kind of next to the wall. It's not like we're like.
Well, I'm just saying they haven't seen me yet. They've only seen Cora.
Is Thrall, are you within reach distance of me?
How close are you to the?
I just finished frisking.
You did point your gun in his face.
Yeah.
So you're probably a diagonal from each other, I think. If he's the center, Robbie is here and Thrall's probably here. Would be my guess.
So my reaction would reach out and
I'm getting every third word.
How about now?
That's better.
Okay. I don't know why moving closer to a laptop.
Nope.
No, it didn't help.
Okay, cool.
It's just intermittent. It just happens.
I gathered that you want to reach out and grab Thrall.
Yeah, but I wouldn't cast Move Curse, but I would look him dead in the eyes. So I'm grabbing your shoulder, but I haven't actually cast anything yet.
Is something wrong?
Do you require assistance?
No, I'm fine.
And the gun is right back in the gnome's face.
What's up?
Sorry, I'm just waiting, so I'm just like, I have a thing. Can I make my way out from the shadows? And I'm just gonna like whistle to Cora, like, that was a terrible whistle. I didn't want to pierce your ears. And walk up to like pretty much just like next to her. And I'm gonna look at Thrall and I'm just gonna be like, that was pretty sweet. And I'm gonna look at the other people and be like, don't forget about me either.
Don't you?
Jesus.
Guys, me too.
Ranger boy!
It's got an ego to maintain. Remember when I shot down the rock and I was like,
man and Ranger boy.
I'm like, did anybody see that?
I'm expecting a lot of friendship to come out of this. If only we had people to make fan art, that would be great.
Don't forget about
And I'm just gonna start scratching Cora's head while standing next to her.
Dolan's like, oh no, we won't forget about you. We will forget about this place and anything in it.
And you leave the woman behind?
I'll look directly at Thalia, because that's the first time I've heard about that.
I think I overheard it when I was in the tunnel because I was first.
Yeah, but your butt was in my face.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, your fun fact,
Goliath ass.
Goliaths are acoustically negative. Okay. And eat a lot of frequencies.
Wait, does that mean they've always silent fart?
Oh god, no.
Dang it.
That's how we know where they are.
It's the only thing you can pick them up by.
They'd be the stealthiest people ever if they could just stopped ripping ass.
So the peanut butter and cream cheese sandwiches.
Oh no.
So back on track. Robbie, you just threw hard gaze over. You just like snapped over to Thalia.
Neutral face, but yeah.
I'm waiting to hear an answer from Dolan.
Are you she's so She's never been in this part of the caves. She's also not been infected.
Allegedly.
I can, if you would like to examine her and make sure, we can do that as well. But she's
allegedly.
Do you read what's on her chains?
her necklace. It just looks pretty.
Newsflash.
Allegedly.
Jesus, Celestial. You really want to mess with that?
She's a what?
Let's just say she likes big, flaming destruction.
I like this
If you
woman
wrong
already.
her.
Where is she?
Bulber is just like, I don't, Doland. I'm not sure about the woman. I don't know about flaming destruction, but
That's
I
my
did.
type of woman.
I did have to double her dose to knock her out, and I'm not sure if that has something to do with it. Thalia, you know from your research that even like as a human, it is very, very hard to render something render an angelic person unconscious with any kind of poison. And it's something that when it's been attempted in the past, that's when the figure will break out. That's when they will turn back into a human. Is after, like, if they're under attack and their life is in danger, then they will return to their angelic form, kick ass, take names, and leave. So this is a small, I don't want to say inconsistency, but it doesn't match up with what you've read about Diva in general.
Okay.
I'm gonna scoop my little buns, keeping the chain tight on Gretla, because fuck Gretla. And I'm gonna get up next to Bulber and Dolan, and I'm gonna kneel down and go, so, you three capture people for Skiggy?
When the opportunity presents itself. This woman was traveling on her own. It might not be what you all agree with, and I understand that. It is not something that I find particularly tasteful.
Who doesn't taste very good?
But we need to eat. Your large friend has it right. It doesn't taste very. The bread this money buys doesn't taste great, but it's bread.
How much would Skiggy pay you for these people?
Are you proposing eating the lady that blows things
No.
up? Because I really like the lady that blows things up already.
And Dolan's like, Gretla, how much is the woman worth to Skiggy? And Gretla just goes, her age? She's pretty enough, I would say. 25, 3,000
gold.
Gold? Yeah.
That's
Or
some
her weight
bread
in
you're
Ringlow,
eating.
Whichever's. Yes.
So
You'd be surprised.
here's my proposition. You point us in the direction of Skiggy. You go on with your lives, not kidnapping people, and I will take care of Skiggy.
Make a persuasion check, please.
Do I get advantage because I'm
Or you-
massive?
Sorry, Robbie.
That's intimidation, not persuasion.
Robbie, you are silent, friend. Robbie, no talking.
No noisy.
Talkie talkie.
Ah.
It's your headset.
That is the headset. Oh, okay. You found the mute button. Yes.
I found the mute button. I would like to try to add advantage by looking and going, we will take care of Skiggy.
That's advantage. Oh, I have inspiration too.
I am still pointing my gun arm at his head.
You are pointing your gun at his head. Chris, save your inspiration.
Okay.
Actually, Chris, if you want, So, Chris, if you want to, so right now, this roll was going to be at disadvantage because reasons, which sounds like a horrific DM. Basically, like Dolan doesn't want to rat out his boss.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty.
He's gonna make money.
What's he gonna do if his boss goes away?
Right. He got no income.
So that would make it a disadvantage. I'll give advantage for the absolute pants-wetting terror of having a bionic cannon in your face, which puts it to normal. So, Chris, if you want to spend your inspiration, and if you want to make that an intimidate check with advantage, we'll run that.
They're both plus 4.
Intimidate.
Robbie, your
intimidation is strong as shit. Yeah,
actually,
+8.
that's what we'll do. We'll make it a straight roll between both of you, and we'll take whatever result is higher.
Okay. So we both roll?
You're both rolling straight roll.
Straight roll. Are we plussing the intimidation?
With your intimidation bonus as well, because instead of giving both of you advantage, you're getting advantage because you're both intimidating.
Okay. 21.
You beat me at 18.
Ooh.
So, despite having this literal cannon of annihilation pointed in his dome, his eyes go straight to Ronan. And Gretla is no longer resisting the chains, and Bulber has his hands just down at his sides, palms out, very non-threatening. Dolan's like, Skiggy. Hold on. Skiggy does live somewhere. I just need to remember where.
He lives somewhere.
I had a plan for this.
Skillion.
In a place.
The easiest place to find Skiggy is in Terraborn.
Isn't where?
Terraborn. Tereborn.
Turbjorn?
Terborn.
Mm-hmm.
Is the name of that place familiar?
I'm checking to see.
Not to you. It's a fairly new city.
Is he telling the truth?
Yes.
Is it familiar to me? I am somewhat well traveled.
Hey, Thalia.
Yeah,
Is that a place that you've mentioned?
it is not.
Interesting. So no, it is not familiar to you.
Okay. I've gone other places.
This one is not familiar to most of you.
Except.
Most of you.
Oh.
It's a human city. So I'm not sure how familiar you are with human cities.
My thought is out the window then, never mind.
One, maybe. Yeah, definitely one of you has heard of it.
Which one of us?
Nope,
Is it
not
me?
not spoiling that.
Well, whoever it is, I don't think they know that they know where it is.
No, they know. They know that they know.
I think if we're asking who knows, we don't know. That's a hint.
That sounds like a conversation you guys can have in character. And Dolan's like, he's usually in Terraborn. He comes this way. He comes further inland a couple of times a year. We meet up. We make the exchange. That's all I know. I've only met him at a few places, and they're all No offense, they're small places. They are too small for all of you, but I know he mostly lives and operates out of Terraborn. That's all I know about him.
So now the three of you will go on with your lives, correct? No,
Never remembering this place ever again.
and no kidnapping people.
I would recommend you forget about Skiggy.
What do you propose we do for a living instead? I've known Skiggy for years.
Well, you obviously are quite handy stonemasons, are you not?
That would be Bulber. Bulber tends to be the better stonemason out of all of us.
You seem to be a good front man.
Or back man, depending on what direction you're talking to me from, but I get by. Thank you.
The court smashers will be called upon again. And I will actually...
I lost you. I lost it.
Which part of it did you lose?
The court smashers will be called upon again.
Will be called upon again, and then I'll reach into the haversack and just out one from the twist and shout and hand it to him.
He takes it, and instead of looking at the liquid inside, he looks at the mug. He goes, "Not bad. Not bad stonework. Thank you." And he kind of like does a little bow, dumps out the beer, and it just continues to look at the mug.
As he dumps out the beer, I will actually cock my head to like a.
And goes, and after a second, Bulber's just like, like kind of elbows him, and Dolan's like, "Oh yes, sorry. Will you let my my companion? Will you release her, please?"
If she comes out of the tunnel.
Gretla, please. And she very slowly makes her way out of the tunnel and kind of stands up as straight as she can for being about 3.5, 4 feet high. And she just kind of stands there, just kind of looking at everybody.
Can I shut the door behind her and then unchain her?
Wait!
No,
What about the lady?
Wait! Yeah!
We can
holy
reopen the door. I don't want them to run away.
If it doesn't,
Then don't unchain her! Can I say something in character? That's why I went.
Sure.
I'll be like, holy, but Jesus! I would be like, no one. We should not unchain anyone or lower our guard until we know where this person they have captured is. We have no idea.
Does anybody know where she is?
I do.
Thalia knows where she is.
Yeah, why don't you take us back to that room and open up that little hidey hole you got?
In exchange for our lives, I assume. You're going to leave me with
considering
nothing.
the last time somebody admitted to human trafficking and slavery, yeah, that was Thanquil.
I broke his spine.
I snapped his neck.
Didn't end well for him.
You raise an excellent point. How many of you will be coming with us?
I'll go because I'm chained to the lady.
How many are there of us? 1,
Counting Frank,
2,
9.
9.
3.
What about Cora?
She's included.
Oh,
7 PCs, 2.
Don't hurt
2,
yourself there, Lonnie.
4.
So all 9 of you will be coming with us. Yes, I assume.
Sure.
There's 9 of us?
Numbers.
We'll work on it.
Counting is hard. I understand.
I'll leave Frank behind.
Okay. Excellent.
Ooh. I'm actually, if Frank is staying behind, I will reach into the haversack, take out the hat, and gently place it right back on his head.
Yeah! Frank's got a hat!
Play dress up with Frank.
Hell yeah!
Frank's gotta look fly. He's gotta have that drip.
I was only borrowing it.
Very well. Who would like to go first into I assume you want one of us to go, as we are all outnumbered, and you've taken a strange interest in this girl's well-being, despite never having met her.
I can go first then.
Very well. Who's next?
Gretla could go second, followed by me.
Excellent. Very good, sir. Next,
Why don't you two go next?
Bulber and I.
Yeah.
Fine by me. And as you guys start to make your way through the through this tunnel, Thalia, you get to this long curve, and you make your way down, and there's no, despite Gretla's grumbling about this whole thing, muttering purely in Gnomish, and switching to Undercommon in the middle of it, just for a couple of different curses. You guys make it down. Everybody's, there's no funny business. Maury, you do hear in Gnomish, you do hear Bulber. You do hear Bulber go. So are we going to collapse it? And Dolan goes, no, there's too many of them. We can't risk it. We'll come up with a different plan. And as you all make it out of the tunnel, you are all in this chamber, still lit by this purple glowing campfire. And this chamber is probably 60 by 60, this spherical chamber, and you guys come out of a hole probably 3 feet off the wall with a couple of rungs leading down to this small fire. And that seems like a good place to take a break.
Yay!
So the hunt for the missing celestial will
Red
continue
October.
when we get back in 10 minutes. 15 if you need to take a smoke and pee and do whatever. But cool. See y'all in 15.
Yay!
Welcome back. Today, what the hell did we miss? Where are we at? Somebody
We crawled through the tunnel.
Great.
And
Right,
Bulber
there was
was
a-
like, yo, you want to fucking smush him? And Dolan was like, nah, fam, we'll come up with some other reason thing.
The only
Now we're
person
here.
who heard that was Maury.
But that's what happened. You asked me to tell you what happened.
That's fair. That's fair. So, welcome back. Let's pick up. So you guys are all in this large, very natural-looking cavern, where Maury and Thalia had met with them previously, and now you're all in this cavern. And they're all kind of just standing around.
I'm gonna head towards where I remember the hidden compartment.
Sorry, one more time.
I'm going to head to where I remember the compartment being.
Okay. So yeah, as you walk over, Dolan kind of throws a look to Bulber and Gretla and starts walking up, and he's like, "Ma'am, I don't. Do you know which way you are going?"
Do I?
You're pretty sure you're headed towards a couple of the larger stalagmites in this room that are completely floor to ceiling. There's probably 3 or 4 of them. And it was dark when Bulber showed you the last time. But Dolan is walking up next to you and is kind of walking with you towards this cluster of stalagmites.
Well, you're gonna have to help me figure out exactly which one, but I know it's over here.
I have to ask, and he drops his voice to kind of whisper. He's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Is there something telling me?
I'm just saying, you're leaving me with nothing. If your friends go after Skiggy, you leave me with nothing. You don't seem like the kind of person who would leave somebody out completely on their end.
I'll pass him 15 gold and just wait.
Kind of looks at it and he goes, you heard the price that Gretla was offering this, that Skiki would give us for this. And think of it this way. If you get to Skiki, you can find this girl and rescue her then, and we will get paid and we can feed our families back home. All it takes is just a little bit of, whoops, can't find it.
I'm going to use message directly to him. I get it, but open that container.
So you take this individual into your custody, as they say?
I'll figure something out.
Very well. And he takes like 2 steps over, pops the panel open, and the girl is hanging there wherever you found her.
Still unconscious?
Still unconscious.
I'm going to use it up. Lesser restoration. You said it's probably kind of a poison.
From what you overheard Bulber saying, yeah, that lesser restoration will absolutely square that away.
Use my lesser restoration.
Okay. She slowly starts to, like, her eyes open up and you see these stark purple eyes kind of look up, and they're catching the purple of the firelight, and they're just the brightest things in the room right now.
I'm gonna say in Celestial, my name is Thalia. I'm here to help.
She kind of goes to, like, she pulls her hand like she's gonna wipe at her eyes, and the chains just kind of jingle, and she just goes, "What the fuck?" Did you do this?
No, not me. No.
You.
I'm here to get this. I'm here to help you out.
She looks at Dolber, and Dolber's like, I apologize. It was a misunderstanding. Here, let me help you down. And he reaches up and, like, hits the stone, and the shackles undo, and she kind of slides. She slides to the bottom of this, like, cave, this little cavern, and she kind of, like, fixes her pants and her shirt. She's just, like, kind of grumbling under her breath in common. It's a lot of very unkind and uncouth words.
Uncouth.
She's just fucking hate fucking midgets, goddamn. And she's just like, sorry, what did you say? You said something and it wasn't in English, and I'm not quite sure what it was.
I was just trying to say I'm here to help. Sorry. I noticed the writing on your necklace. It was Celestial, so I.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is yeah, it's from my dad. We yeah. I didn't know it said any. Oh, I knew it. I know it says something in Celestial, and most of the time people just think it's pretty writing. So,
that's
you
right.
know. So fuck you. And Bulber and Dolan's just like, I understand, and I apologize. And she's like, yeah, whatever. So are you gonna get me out of here or not? Can we go now?
I'm gonna message her again using message. I'm just gonna say, Look, I may have told them you have fiery destructive power if you want to go with that route. Just if you want a little flair.
Message work both. Is it message or setting? I was.
Message should allow a response.
Chris, what are you drinking?
Garbage.
I think you can't. I don't know.
Michelob Ultra.
It's Michelob. Why can't
Yeah.
you pronounce?
Hold on.
Michelob.
So she in. Good choices.
Yeah.
So you get a response from this woman, and she goes, "Thanks, but I think I can handle this." And she's just like, "Are we going?" She's looking right at you, Thalia.
I think we have one pit stop to make on the way out, but yeah, we're good.
Good.
Ooh.
Quest complete, I guess.
Experience?
That's
Welcome
the
to level 7.
And she goes, "Which way is out?" And Bulber's like, all right, this way, please. Come with me. And Dolan starts leading the two of you back towards the group. The rest of you, after hearing some angry shouting in common from around the corner, see Thalia coming back with a woman who's probably Thalia, how old are you?
I'm 21.
So yeah, a little bit older than Thalia. And this woman is just like, she's got a head of steam and she's just walking right towards you and just is plowing towards the exit. And she doesn't even throw a weird look at the fact that there's a dragon, a Goliath, an elf, a robot, and an orc all standing around, heavily armed and armored, and she just like walks, ignoring all of the gnomes and everything.
Is she going back towards the tunnel or like the exit of the cave that we're currently in?
She saw the tunnel. Dolan's kind of leading her towards the rest of the group, and she sees the tunnel. She walks up. She walks up to all of you, and she goes, "Is that the way out?"
Yes-ish.
I'll take that. And she goes and she starts climbing the ladder and starts going into, like, she makes to go into the hole.
Someone should follow her.
Like the hole back into the menagerie, or
Yes.
the hole? No. I grab her. There, then came.
Yep. There is a way they came in. They haven't mentioned that to you yet.
I just turn her around from that. That is not the way out. There is a different way out, and I point directly at the smasher and go, he knows exactly how to go away from here.
Dolan's like, if you'll come with me. And she goes, absolutely not. You think I'm going to fall for that shit twice? No.
I'm going to look at her and go, you will go with her. You are being rescued. I'm sorry, him. But
she goes, I don't care. He's the one who got me down here.
And he is the one that will get you out.
I don't.
I'm just gonna pat Robbie on the shoulder and be like,
I will stand up straight and go, yes, I am.
She kind of looks. She looks at all of you and she goes, No. I'm not going with them.
Well, I will stand directly in front of the tunnel that leads into the menagerie and be like, I cannot allow you to go this way. This way means certain infection.
Robbie, If it means certain infection, then the other
Do not
6
speak
of
about
us.
this. Yes.
Okay.
Do not worry.
Here, how about I'll go with you. Maybe somebody else want to come with us?
I'll go with you.
What is happening? I'm so confused. Like, Maury. Why are we not going back in there?
I will legitimately stage whisper over to Maury, not understanding what a real whisper is. I do not believe she needs to see the menagerie. I believe she needs to leave this place.
Who is she? Why?
I'm
What?
confused in real life.
I don't even know who this person is.
Neither do I.
Well,
That's out of character.
Well, my name's Marisha. Thanks, y'all, for asking. Instead of just waking me up here in this fucking nightmare cave filled with,
Fuck this bitch.
like, tiny gnomes and shit.
My apologies. And I hand her a tankard.
She takes it, and she was starting to get more traction and was about to go on a like like when someone's getting like ramped up to go on a tirade, and this completely derails her, her train of thought, because she's just like, and I would. Okay. And she like looks at it. It's not poisoned, is it?
I do not believe so.
If I'm poisoned and I go back to sleep, I will end you.
I sincerely doubt that, but thank you.
And she takes a sip. She goes, "Oh, that's good beer."
I'm gonna look over at Lami and go, I like her.
She takes another sip, and she's like,
I like her too.
"So why can't I go that way?"
There are robots.
Infection.
You said infection, and you said robots.
Both. Infectious robots. It's very nasty
That is
business.
correct.
Okay, so I don't want to go that way.
No.
Are you guys going the other way?
I guess we are now.
Because I also don't want the infection robots. And if you guys also don't want the infection robots, why would you go back that way?
I do not believe I can be infected.
But I can.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you should probably tell Terry that.
I will speak with Terry. I believe he needs an update. Also, he believes that I am a direct agent of the Primus. I believe this too. I think he thinks I have more power.
So can you just let everyone in the menagerie go?
We will see.
Dope.
Walk in this little discussion.
I am not an idiot.
No, it's kind of like the word cool, but
It means it is awesome.
yes. Yes.
So Robbie, when you see
Dope.
something quite cool,
Yes!
when you see something quite cool that you like, you go.
That's it. We're
It's
canceling
dope.
D. Keep Robbie. Oh my god.
Just teach Robbie words.
Just hook up Robbie to Urban Dictionary and just let him go.
Robbie,
What
you
is
need,
a Blumpkin?
you need to start saying shit is dope, yo.
Shit is dope, yo.
When you think things are cool.
It's cool.
Yes.
Yes.
Dope.
Yes!
Lythar's gonna kind of walk in this lesson happening,
We gotta get the robot.
and I'm gonna be like, besides this grammar lessoning happening, I think what he is trying to say is that we are more well equipped if we were to go back in there. You, like Ronan said, this is a rescue mission. Please just take our advice. We are more well equipped. Now this robot's got some new vocabulary.
We are rescuing you. Please do not resist.
Yes.
She's sorry, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
She's finished the tankard at this point, and she's looking at this vocabulary lesson that just happened. And Dolan like sidles up to her and goes, "Are you done with that?" She goes, "What? Huh? Sure." And he's just like, "Oh, thank you." And he takes the glass, and Bulber just like reaches over and takes it out of his hand and puts it into his bag. And Marisha is looking at you and going, she's just very befuddled by everything that just happened. She goes, "So wait, you're rescuing me, but you're not going with me to finish. You're doing like half a rescue."
Some of us are leaving with you. Yes.
Okay, who? Oh, okay. So most of you.
What was I raising my hand for?
You know,
You're raising your hand to go see the hippogriff again.
I like that idea.
you know. Okay, that's fine. So, Mr. Midget, where are we going?
Little person.
And Dolan just like, "Right this way, if you please," and like picks up a pickaxe from along the wall and just has the pickaxe over his shoulder and starts walking directly away from the door to the menagerie.
Pardon me.
Yes?
Do you perhaps have explosives with which to collapse the tunnel?
I can collapse it right now if you'd like. I
believe you would like to be clear before you collapse it.
Wait, Frank's in there still.
Well, I am heading actually back into the menagerie. Because I'm going to go talk to Terry.
Oh, we're going to split the party. Oh, no.
No.
I don't like this bitch. I do not like her. I want to stay with Robbie.
I like her.
Okay, so who is coming out our way?
I am.
Where do you guys want me to go? Because I just keep raising my hand.
Are you
I
making
believe
fun of me?
inside of the menagerie, we will be okay. Anybody who wishes for protection
I may have been picking on you a wee bit.
I do not understand.
I would like it if the big guy went with you. I like
Which
this
one?
one. I like the one with the shaved head. The one with scales can go with you. He's a dick.
I'll hand him a tankard.
I'm just gonna start laughing and pointing at Lami.
You're handing.
I'll hand Lami a tankard.
He's a dick.
Salami. Robbie just handed you a tankard.
What?
Robbie just handed you a tankard.
Perfect. I'm gonna drink it.
Okay.
And I am pointing and laughing at you.
As
being called a dick.
you take that drink, you feel nauseous.
Ooh.
Like, not like you're about to vomit any second, but definitely like if like you stood up too fast and you're like you drank a lot and you stood up really quickly and the room's kind of shifting a little bit, but it doesn't go away.
Oh.
It's been a week. It's skunked.
There's a little where your power resides in the back of your head.
Uh-huh.
You hear a voice.
Oh.
Easy now. And that's it.
That's your alcoholism. Speaking.
And after about 45 seconds, it dissipates, and you feel fine.
Weird.
All right, so who's going up the tunnel? Or sorry,
Well, I wanted to go with Robbie, and now Lami's going, and I don't know how I feel because I don't like Lami and I don't like this new lady. I am conflicted.
I'm not entirely sure we should send 2 people back in there while 4 of us leave with 3 people we don't trust. What if we all just went back there, sent them that way, and we collapsed the tunnel? We can find our way back out of the menagerie.
But Robbie doesn't want us to take the lady in there.
And I'm not leaving her alone with these guys.
Same.
And lady.
What's wrong with the lady being in there?
Just stare at Robbie.
Being in the facility?
Yes.
Correct.
What's a facility?
It is a place of operations.
Ah, dope.
It's cool.
Your intelligence level really not know what a facility is?
It's
a
not
very
that my-
specific word. It's not a
Yes.
word you would have heard before.
Okay.
I'm like common. I'm a little higher than common intelligence, but I grew up like in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh.
It's like how me being homeschooled, I didn't know what drugs were until college, and people were like, "Yo, do you want a Molly?" And I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck that is, but no."
Who's Molly?
Who's
Molly?
Molly?
I'm trying to find Molly.
Target
Just can't
designated
seem to find
Molly.
Molly.
Oh, well,
Anyway,
Talia used
so-
to be good.
I do not believe that it would be logical for her to enter the facility, seeing as Terry still believes that he needs to catalog what comes through his domain.
But
I
you
would like to
convinced
keep-
him not to.
I convinced him not to keep them in the menagerie. I did not convince him not to catalog them.
He has a point,
Hmm.
I believe.
And she just wants to get out of here.
She just wants to leave.
Maybe we just let her go
Ronan.
unattended.
Do you still have the ability to check for infection? Today.
Any day, baby. Yeah, I have one more.
What spell slots do you have left?
I have uno mas.
Uno más.
I also can detect infection.
I'll point at Maury and go, "You go."
All right.
Do we need 10 minutes? Do we need 10 minutes?
That is a good question.
Hold on. Out of character. Yes, we do.
Yes, sure.
What?
Okay, why?
Ritual cast instead of
Oh,
spin
okay.
the spell slot.
Okay,
It's-
gotcha.
yeah.
Out of
Gotcha.
character. Yes.
So
I'm
yeah.
still like,
I don't think I have it as a ritual spell.
It's a ritual spell no matter what.
It
It's-
is by default. You
Yeah.
can cast it as a ritual. So you
So-
can take
Where the heck
10
do you
minutes.
see that?
There's a little R
Up.
next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it can be cast with a spell, or if you decide to do it as a ritual, it saves your spells and just allows you to do it. And it takes 10 plus the number of rounds it takes to cast, 10 minutes plus the number of rounds it takes to cast to do it as a ritual. So 10 minutes, 6 seconds, 10 minutes.
So, yeah.
Gotcha.
what?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'm
way too
assuming
much
I can't-
DM knowledge.
I'm assuming
Totally
can't even do
ritual
that.
casting totally just fell out of my brain for a minute. So thank you for the catch. Forgot that was a thing that can happen. So yeah, if you want to set up, you could you're basically taking the 10 minutes to set up like a magical detector, building
Yeah,
basically
as-
a Geiger counter. Or if
As
you
an
got a different-
artificer, you literally build magical Geiger. It's like 10 minutes.
you like take just like you could do in like to put it in story terms, like you could basically like bring your chicken in, dismantle it, and take like a couple of pieces and turn it from a chicken into like the wings become the radar dish and the head is the sensor, and like I built a Geiger counter out of a chicken.
Can it just be the chicken, but it just balks louder when it's near magic?
Boy, I hate that, but I also love it. 'Cause that's horrific and haunts my dreams.
Just
Yeah, when it gets there.
So yeah, we can, if you want to cast it as a ritual, Mori, or if you want to save the time and cast it using a spell slot.
I'll just cast it as a spell slot. I don't feel like I'm wasting the time. So
Okay. So you can like pop the head off your chicken, turn it around, reattach it, and just go, If you want to do that, I don't know if you had a different detect
Yes,
magic in
that's
mind.
Exactly what I'm gonna do. So
Perfect.
Kind of hold my chicken and kind of circle the room.
Okay. So you get close to the gnomes, and the chicken's kind of doing like a bark, 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 and it's very like these are magical creatures. As it gets closer to Dolber, it starts going bark, 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 and it gets closer and closer to the pouch around his neck, where you saw him put that small quartz figure.
I had instantly pointed my cannon at him.
You sure that's just a family necklace?
It has some magical properties, yes, but it is a family. It's a family heirloom.
Can I insight him on his family heirloom?
Is he telling the truth?
One moment. If we're using detect magic, it does tell him the school.
Yes, I'm sorry. How do you want it to tell you what school of magic on your chicken?
These are none of the things that I've thought of before. This moment.
Welcome to improv. Let's go.
A different feather pops out of it. No, it lays an egg. It lays an egg with the name of it on it.
Or like a different colored egg just falls out of the chicken. I like that. That's pretty
So it kind of like it makes like an Easter egg like egg, and I can pop it open, and it has like a word on the inside.
Okay,
like a fortune cookie.
A fortune egg.
So this is the shittiest Kinder Egg I've ever seen. That's why they're banned in the U.S. No one likes these.
It's got a little toy inside.
So you're holding this chicken, and it's like bark, 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 bark.
Oh, damn.
And this like it just pops out a little egg. This one it looks like a gemstone. And when you pop it open, there's a tiny like there's just a rock inside this egg. And so, like, from your multiple attempts of doing this previously, whatever's in that thing, there's earth magic about it. And the stone has like tiny carvings of what looks like a person in it.
Smells like earth and ass.
Can I still insight him on his family?
Sure,
heirloom?
absolutely.
Right,
A thrall, he is telling the truth. I should have waited until Maury. What's your roll?
Well, they don't know, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
It's 15.
Yeah, he's being square with you. He's definitely playing very precise with his wording. But there's some, like, if this is a family thing that's been passed down through the line, but it looks like this has some kind of resident earth magic or possibly some kind of like summoning attached to it.
Gotcha.
Nobody else really has any. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll tell you what. If you want to keep that necklace so bad, since you lied to us, how about you give me some of that green glow instead? And I won't take the necklace.
He has no green glow left on him.
Oh, you took it all.
Yeah.
They did mention their haul, which was more than
Right.
what Robbie found on.
Right, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And Boland is like, switches to Gnomish, and he goes, "Really? You want to take? I'm not getting a feather out of you, and you're taking the girl. I have nothing else to give you.
Well, don't lie to us next time, and then we.
What did I lie about? It's a family heirloom. It's been passed down to my family for generations.
You should have told us this information when I asked you.
That it's a family heirloom, or that it has magic in it?
Both.
He switches back to common. He goes, "I apologize for my lack of clarity. This," and he pats with the back of his hand against the pouch. He goes, "This is a family item that has been passed down my family line for many years. does have some magic to it. But I don't intend to cause any trouble.
And you guys shouldn't for the rest of this time, or else we'll have more problems.
That is my plan. I'm going to point you towards the exit and get you all the hell out of here so I can forget about it.
Don't we have our own exit?
Depends on who is coming with me and who is leaving with the rest.
No one has told me where to go.
Lami, why don't you go with Robbie? There has to be one big guy with every group.
I believe the mount will come in use for us to catch up with the rest of the group in Longpike?
Yes, where are we meeting afterwards?
I believe we should meet back in the closest town.
But where does this exit take them? Is it closer
That would
to
be a
us?
question
I
for
just
the
saw another head behind Curtis, and I just almost shit myself. Oh my god.
He's a
That
two-headed monster.
scared the fuck out of me. I just saw That scared me so bad.
We're gonna take this opportunity to pee, because I'm a little bitch.
So I was looking down, I was like, what's going on? Oh god.
I've been squeezed to death. Sorry.
Party kerfuffle.
I was being squeezed about the middle.
Squeezed about the middle.
So
the town that the illusion mage is at is Longpike, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I am recommending we all meet there.
I would agree with that statement, and I should probably go with you. I have a hippogriff outside, just in case.
I appreciate I appreciate all of that.
Hi, I'm Robbie, and I like things.
So I get
Doer's Red Label.
I get the girl, I get the large bald man. Who else is coming with me to make sure that everything remains above board?
Personally, I don't see an issue with cutting you all down where you stand right now and us all going back out the way we came, but others have different opinions.
Well, that's exciting. I'm glad that he's going with you.
I look at Robbie, and I'm just gonna be like, what would you like us, me and Cora, what would you like us to do? Do you want us to travel with you, or would you rather me go with them?
I think the fewer of us
I don't know
that
what's
go
happening.
back the way we came, the better. The
I
hippogriff
asked
can only bring
Robbie
so
Lamy,
many.
shut your trap.
If this is the only incursion, I believe that Terry is still operating within parameters. I do not believe this facility is malfunctioning. I do believe, though, that a malfunction exists within the world. We do need to discover this, but I do not believe it is located here. It is up to you whether you choose to join us or the party directly out of here.
In real life, I thought I was gonna take a big ass sigh. And I'm gonna look at Lamy and I'm gonna be like, if you ever talk to me like that, but I wasn't addressing you, I'm gonna have Cora bite your fucking tail off. And then I'm gonna say,
realistically,
I'm going with them then. not you.
Helga the hippogriff could probably only carry 2 to 3 of us.
We have a name.
It's Helga the hippogriff.
Oh god.
So, who's going where? As we've continued to debate this.
I'm going with the lady I don't like because I don't like Lamy more.
Okay. Excellent. I am motivated by spite. Maury, which way are you and Frank going?
Can I? Is Frank able to go one direction and I go this direction? It's not possible. There's no
Yes.
distance.
Yes.
I also believe I can communicate with Frank.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would basically need to. There would need to be a conversation where you're basically being like, Frank, listen to X person, and Frank will be able to basically register a new user, and then be fine. Robbie seems aptly suited for that.
Not Lami.
Avoid Lami at all costs.
Put in some
I
code.
To be fair, I like having law.
You like having Lami with you?
Yeah, I like the muscle.
That's true. All right. So Maury's going with Thalia, Frank, and Lami, and Robbie. So I have Lythar and Cora are going.
Why does this music feel perfectly suited to splitting?
It does. I'm having like emotional issues here for some reason.
It's like at the end of Fellowship when they're just like, will we ever see each other again?
What music is this?
This is Josh's playlist that he threw in for like
Oh.
listening to fantasy music or reading a fantasy book. It's been great so far. So I have Ronan and Thrall currently are on.
I'm going wherever Thalia goes.
Right. So Thrall, do you want to go with the Goon Squad, or do you want to go with Robbie, Lami, and Frank?
I'll go with Robbie.
Okay.
And Lami.
So the party has been split. Oh, that violin! Yes. Oh, thanks, Groovy. Thanks for pulling your weight today.
I'm so split.
No, the party is split.
The party is so split right now. So as you guys you basically, fun fact, you guys basically have 2 full parties at this point. Like, you're fine.
Fine until we're not.
Let's recap. We have the homicidal Dragonborn Paladin. We have the souped up robot. We have the ultra souped up robot. And the invisible swordsman. In one party.
I still think Thrall should go to the other party.
Yeah, no, we're fine. Everything's fine. So are you guys going to make your way up through the tunnel?
Yeah, we should.
My basic directive is to get to the other side of the door, block that door as completely as possible, and make it back to Terry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys start making your way to the tunnel, Dulland goes, "Excuse me, if I know you asked about collapsing the tunnel. That is typically my responsibility, but it does require me to use the family heirloom. I don't want to startle anybody when the tunnel is sealed. Let me know when it is safe, and I will collapse it, so no one will be able to reopen it."
I do believe you will be able to understand the call.
Excellent.
And I just start to let off like a loud static vibration. So, but not loud enough to start rumbling the tunnel.
Okay. As you're letting it out, everyone else starts to hear a similar, like, you're not sure if it's an echo or if it's something returning that screech. But you do, from up the tunnel, those of you closer to the tunnel start to hear something clicking. And Gretla has packed up the campsite. Bulber has stamped out the fire and sealed up what he could. They've all packed all their things, and Doland is waiting standing by the entrance to the tunnel, just kind of waiting patiently.
Does Frank notice anything on the other side of the tunnel?
Do you have a connection with Frank? Like a mental connection?
I don't really know. It doesn't.
Maury, are you going? Maury, you need to go up. Actually, I think you would probably go up to tell Frank to follow Robbie.
Can he just give him his login information?
No, you never give your username and password. You get a new you build a new account.
True.
So Maury, if you go up, they'll wait to collapse the tunnel until you come back.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So yeah. Everybody crawling through the tunnel, or does anyone have anything else to say to Dolber?
Uh-oh.
We've lost the DM. Panic.
No.
Panic time.
I think we lost Mike, Kendrick, and the DM.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
Whoa.
we did.
The party's been split.
Oh.
Oh, we
Whoop.
just lost Deeps.
Oh boy. Yep.
We lost another!
Deeps!
And the music continues to play as one by one.
Sounds like
Oh, who left?
Oh no, I just lost Kendrick.
Kendrick's gone.
Oh!
What's happening?
Hey, we're back. The internet took a colossal shit.
Welcome to the East Coast.
We
Welcome to
never
the
left. I don't know what
No,
Welcome to
we
the
were
East Coast,
fine.
where everything exploded and caught on fire. It was really weird because I thought everyone was ignoring me when I asked what people wanted to do. And then I looked and Mike was frozen and everyone else was frozen. And it felt like I had been put in the rapture and just everything had frozen around me. It was weird. Did not enjoy it. Anyway, so the collection of you have all figured out who's going where. Lamy, Frank, Robbie, and Thrall are going up to confirm with Terry and let him know the incursion was sealed. Thalia, Maury, Lythar, Cora, and Ronan are going with the three other gnomes and Marisha. The gnomes promise to lead you out safely and sort of let Marisha go. Maury, you've gone up and given Frank his literal marching orders. Anything to tell him besides just stick with Robbie and do what needs to be done?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to like take out a feather of the chicken,
Mhm.
kind of like twist it out, kind of unscrew it. I'm gonna hand it over to Robbie. Be like, take good care of Frank for me. He should listen to you with this, and then I'll go back in the hole.
This music.
Of course.
This music's really good.
The hat is already on him. I appreciate Frank. I believe as much as you do.
I think he likes you too. I don't know. I need to give him a voice at some point.
Be like Bumblebee, he'll only talk in radio.
Robot NPC.
Hell, I'll even put Frank on my shoulder.
Like full size Frank?
Frank's
Like-
huge.
How big is Frank?
Frank is like normal human size. He's currently in like half plate with a spear. Like he's been fully rebuilt.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. I'm only 6 feet tall, so
He's on par with you. He's broader, but he's not quite as like muscular. He's just bigger.
I didn't realize. Okay,
No,
I thought he was a chicken-sized chicken. So
No,
Oh, no,
no.
I got the
Frank,
Ooh.
there's Frank, and then there's the chicken. These are two separate things.
Mhm.
ooh,
We had this
Robbie's
confusion last
learning
week
about
too.
object permanence and the word dope. So
it's cool.
It is cool. So, Maury, as you come back down the hole, currently the plan is for everybody to meet back up at the Long Pike Inn, or just somewhere in Long Pike.
The longer Pike Inn.
The longest pike.
Longest Pike.
Yeah.
Yes, because the Long Pike Inn burned down in episode 1. The longer Pike Inn burned down when you guys came back to town and is now the longest Pike Inn.
Nice.
So, is there anything else you guys want to say before our gnomish friend seals the tunnel?
Did Thrall already go through?
If you want to have a chat with Thrall before he goes through, we can do that.
I just want to give him a Braveheart handshake.
Oh, the forearm.
The forearm shake and be like, "We'll see you soon." Bah!
Gently caress the camera. I like it.
Mhm.
Yep, that's how all true warriors greet each other.
They just poke each other in the face.
Hello,
Hello, friend.
Never mind. I'm not going to mention any of that. So, is there anything else anybody wants to do before this tunnel gets sealed? No?
Nope.
Okay. So, Maury, as you come through the tunnel, Dolan gives you a hand down, and it's like, I would step back if I were you. I don't want to get any dirt on you. And he also takes a couple of steps back with you. He reaches into that pouch and pulls out the little quartz figure and holds it in his hand. And the ground next to him just shifts. And out of the stone, basically this humanoid figure, probably 7 feet tall and just broad and blocky, just kind of just like looks like it just like pulls out of the stone. And Dolan just looks up and goes, "If you please, do you mind closing that tunnel? Just the one tunnel, and try not to make a ruckus." And the thing just goes, like the head, there's no features on this head. There's no features on this face. It just is a tall but bulky humanoid figure. Just looks, nods once, and just takes 2 or 3 steps and just phases into the wall. And up in the tunnel, up at the top of the tunnel, you see it looks almost like a hand reaches up through the center of the tunnel and just grabs onto the ceiling and brings it down and just, and you guys, so up in the menagerie, you just see like this hand come up and just start pulling clumps of earth down and just sealing the tunnel. And those of you in the ground see the light from the menagerie get cut off, and you just hear this rumbling of earth and dirt, and things are starting to kind of shake around you, but nothing too crazy. Just this kind of low, steady rumble. And then you see everything just kind of seal up. The closest thing any of you have seen is like watching a wound when somebody gets like healing magic used and the wounds just kind of knit themselves closed. It's that, but with solid stone. And then the stone figure walks out of the wall towards those of you who are still underground. And Dolan goes, "Thank you. That will be all." And the figure just kind of looks at all of you. it has no eyes, but you can feel its gaze kind of tracking across all of you. And it looks down at him and then turns to the left, just turns like 90 degrees and starts walking. But as it's walking, it's like it's walking down a flight of stairs and just like sinks into the stone and is gone. Dolan puts the heirloom back in his pouch and goes, "Shall we go?"
Sure.
I think that's an excellent place to close it.
Hey, we did it!
We did it! It took us like 30 minutes to get 5 minutes of content, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good 5 minutes of content.
It was.
So yeah,